Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Welcome. Where my blues done gone, yonder, down under, and gone. Dabbling around with and fiercely dangling. Across the tracks, drinking clabber with hardtack. Walking on the moon in 7-leg boots, lying to my face, selling me poots. Mining the past for escape to nowhere, yonder, down under, and gone. Yonder, down under, and gone. Avoid the truth and falling behind, throwing stones at heaven, eating chicken on the run, passing bad paper and swilling shine, hippling down Broadway, yonder, 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 down under, and gone. Skinning rabbit, pitching a tent at my front door without a cent. Putting snatches on patches, making monkey bread, cooking up a mess of greens, slurping pot liquor and playing low-down kings. Yonder, down under, gone, lingering over a sticky yet imperceptive sweetness. Dancing on the edge of night, betting the stars gonna fall from the sky, laughing in the mirror, well, ain't she a fright? Yonder, down under, and gone. A talk with my grandson, age 6. There's a cosmic storm whenever he's in my orbit. 5 races at war, outside time, trapped in one spindly, high-toned body, knobby elbows and knees. The rigorously loving teachings of mom and dad take root despite media engineering and peer pressures. The snippy cuttings, mouthy snipings, and cheeky wit that will soon attend his adolescent defenses have yet to materialize. Right now, he knows not to prevaricate. And so that fall morning, when I call him to me for an ancestral chat, to take him into my lap, he hesitates. Don't be afraid, I say. He takes a few eager skips that turn into squirms when I grab him and I hold him tight. Situated in my softness, he relaxes some, but stares at my hands in consternation. This is what happens, I think, when the eyes go against the heart. You're all mixed up, aren't you? Yes. Your mother belongs to me. What's my name? What do you call me? Grandma. You don't want to like me, do you? Yes. because I'm brown, he's silent. Is it because I'm brown? Yes. Well, that's okay. I'm going to be brown forever. Is it okay if I like you? Yes. Then I hug him and let go, wondering if that's enough to set him free. On cleaning up all those ashes in the sand, what if I told you Rappaccini had a son? Would you believe me? During Indian summer 1955, I decided to live life sidewise, head pointing to Manhattan, heart in the west. My father takes me to Disneyland. He tells me America rises from a sea of blood. Learn to cry while you laugh. When I was a teenager, I was mother's keeper. I disappeared from the kitchen to make history. What is the difference between revolution and resolution? None. I taught Malcolm X how to fix a hex. Not everyone loves fingering on improper pianos. A lifetime of playing to empty auditoriums ignites a raging fire of intellect and verbosity. Diane Arbus lent me her eyes. I consulted my I Ching and found a world missing. White teeth and a big smile. Melodrama rides my tongue. Fame made me an unknown woman. I don't get paid for describing misery. I don't get paid. How long will I survive Los Angeles sans moolah? I'm holding my breath. Keep counting. Connubial love is a slow roast over hot wood while dancing from a noose. No escape. No escape. Mother, you died 3 years ago. Mother's been trying to reach me in my sleep. There is no poison I have not swallowed. I have known blackness. There is no poison I have not swallowed. There is no poison. For Los Angeles, this is after a collage, a painting by my husband, Austin Strauss. The city closes around you. A pillow held down over your face. Your hands grip that strangers as you struggle for air. You hear the heaviness of breath like stymied flappings of salted wings. You hear distant laughter, neighbors made oblivious by baseball and beer. You hear the forlorn rumble tracks of ghost trains to Chinatown. It is daylight, but you are buried in darkness, seeing everything dimly as if by neon. You feel your eyes walking your skin and know for certain that there's a witness to your ambivalence hidden in the shadows, afraid to get involved. This is where you live, under the eaves, frequented by jilted lovers and petty thieves. You wear your loneliness like a trench coat, pull its collar high against the chill as you walk the night whispers along the back alley of your soul. Dreams without means. Darn things get a mite boogerish. Lacking realization, dreams are apt to sour, to get bloodshot and baggy-eyed. They'll stop shaving and neglect their teeth. They won't go near a shower. Their feet and armpits will start stinking up the place, dirt collecting under unclipped nails. They'll quit going to church on Sundays. They'll snore, funky ass up till noon, eat candy bars, drink beer for breakfast, sit around the house half dressed in old blue jeans and raggedy sneakers, smoke a cancer a day, stew over sleaze magazines till sunset, crawl the neighborhood in tore-down coupes after dark, scoping for trouble. They'll come in drunk or monkeyed up and slap around the smart ideas. When dreams go bad, they're apt to get mean, foul-mouthed, violent. When dreams go bad, they're apt to turn killer. This is a long poem. South Central Los Angeles, death trip, 1982. It's in 9 parts. Just another X marking it. Just another X. Dangling gold chains and pinky rings, 19. Done in black leather and defiance. White teeth, teeth white as halogen lamps. Skin dark as a threat. Well, they spotted him taking in the night. Made for the roust. Arrested him on suspicion of. They say he became violent. They say he became combative in the rear seat of the sleek zebra Mariah. They say it took a chokehold to restrain him, and then they say he died of asphyxiation on the spot. Summarized in the coroner's report as the demise of one more nondescript dust bunny ripped on phencyclidine, which justified their need to leave his hands cuffed behind his back long after rigor mortis had set in. Stress had damaged his 39-year-old mind more than he could admit, but he was trying. He was trying to make life work as well as it could for a father of 3 children praying, "Dad, please come through." Where the butcher knife came from, no one's sure. They say he held off 10 riot squad patrol cars for 45 minutes outside that 109th Street church. They say cops had stopped him because they didn't like his looks. They say something fragile inside his head snapped. They say it took 20 rounds of ammo to bring him down. They say he took 5 gunshot pellets, 13 bullets. They say that was a lot of outrage over a case of misconstrued identity. They say. Okay. She was fed up that day with everything. Now here they come. They come turning off the damned gas. So she went and chased the service rep from the yard before he could carry out the disconnection order. By the time police officers arrived, she had lost what was left of her common sense, had grabbed up and brandished an 11-inch boning knife to back up her mouth. The 2 officers complained she threw the knife at them, and they were so terrified they didn't consider a wounding. They simply emptied both guns into the 39-year-old hefty female. It took 12 shots to subdue all that treat a nigger this and white son of a bitches that, and they said, and kill it. Strangely, he was dodging and ducking, bouncing and rolling, tipping and slipping as if dangling from the end of it, in and out of traffic, in front of the sheriff's station, embarrassing them, causing a modest jam for no apparent reason. Therefore, they arrested the 26-year-old descendant of slaves and booked him for this queer behavior, their spokesman said, because there weren't enough terrorists, assassins, or irate taxpayers to keep them busy that Wednesday afternoon. He was handcuffed and left alone in his cell and fell inexplicably into unconsciousness in a mere 3 hours. They say. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, still in cuffs, where he died within 22 minutes, cause of demise unknown. Without evidence to support the supposition, they swore the 21-year-old consumer was involved in the robbery of that popular Manchester Avenue chicken shack and not just another hungry but innocent bystander. He was assumed guilty, if not the brainiac, perhaps the getaway driver. He was captured during the fray before questions could be asked or players and slayers identified. That he was unarmed was not a pertinent issue. That he was ignorant decidedly was. They handcuffed him and made him lay on the ground in the middle of the fray where, unfortunately, his ignorance got him killed. His ignorance got him killed by police gunfire. They say an officer yelled, "Freeze! Freeze! Freeze!" And this inexperienced young black hoodlum, being unfamiliar with the procedure of how one freezes while being held face down on the sidewalk, hands cuffed behind one's back, he could not do so. Therefore, his inability to freeze under those conditions cost him his life. Exhausted after working a night shift, my man was so dead on his feet, he couldn't hear them ramming in his door. So they broke into the sepia-toned man's apartment by mistake. It was supposed to be the one downstairs. Officers swarmed his bed as he opened his eyes. Officers were on him like maggots on foul meat. Nevertheless, he managed to free himself long enough to run into the bathroom, where he was ultimately subdued without ever knowing why. The coroner reported this as death due to heart attack, brought on by advanced arterial sclerosis in a 28-year-old black male. He was bound for college, but was caught standing on a street corner blocks from home. Maybe, like they say, he had recently scored some dope which could not be found. Or maybe, minutes earlier, he had been snacking on that ham sandwich Mama made for her 19-year-old, sure as handsome, fine young black man. Maybe there was nothing to it at all, not even that missing piece of aluminum foil the officers claim they saw him pull out of his trousers, sudden-like, as they happened to be cruising past. It made a mysterious metallic gleam, which they mistook for the glint of steel, which is why there was all that draw and fire, which is why Mama went to his funeral instead of his graduation. All of 26. The ebony diabetic had no steady job, lived with his parents, the young man with mental and physical problems. He began to act strangely, they say, although no one noticed him brandishing that piece of radiator fan belt or that kitchen knife in the middle of the street. Perhaps some car somewhere had broken down. Certainly he had. He had enough to make the sheriff deputies approach with caution and order him to freeze. Freeze, motherfucker, up against the car. He turned toward them, and even though he was 14 feet away from them, his turning toward them inspired so much fear in the armed men. One of them emptied his Smith and Wesson service revolver into the young diabetic, who died from 3 slugs. That night, Bob came blamming on her door, okay? Now, she had just gotten home from work. She was working the register at the club. Her feet were killing her. Now, here comes some numbskull, say his name is Bob, knocking the damn door in with some okey-doke about, "Here come the police. Here come the police. Hide me quick." So she got something for Bob's jive, probably drunk ass. That .22 caliber rifle she uses regularly to scare off the riffraff. When she cracked the door a taste, yeah. But before she could make her melodrama move, it slammed open, and she was blinded by the flash as she took a shot to her left breast. The bullet entered her rib cage and killed the 8.5-month-old baby she was carrying. All this behind a supposed to be drug bust where no drugs were found by the officers in charge. Just another ex. She was just another ex. She was just another X marking it. Just another X. Just another X marking it. Just another X. Letter to my older sister. My older sister died before christening and therefore had no name, but I will gladly lend her one of mine. Dear Georgiana, Mama followed the stars in those days. Do you suppose she blames me for your death? And two, Papa's mother died on my horizon. Have your lives been absorbed into mine? And have I lived you well? Is that what Mama holds against me? Your eternal breathlessness? Would she have loved me more had you lived? And if not more, then at least without fear. Papa accepted me as his, although too much his in my stubbornness. If your death hurt him, it must have been the lesser hurt. As I've observed of men, the adage seems true. Had you lived, perhaps you would have done better in fulfilling your duties to mother. You would have taken care of her affairs better, Georgiana. You would have married within the race. You would have made her proud without reservations. You would have had her breasts and good hair. Forgive the brevity of this letter, but I am demanded elsewhere. I'll write again later, Georgiana, hoping we'll have more to share. Please think my questions over carefully before you answer. And if you can't be kind, please be fair. Some sonnets. Boo! Spooky ripplings of icy water. This umpteenth time she returns. This invisible woman, long on haunting, short on ectoplasm. You're a good man, sister. A lover sighed long ago. Keep your oil slick and your motor running. Wretched stained mirrors within mirrors are fractured webbings like nests of manic spiders. Reflect her ruined mane. Rue wiggles, remorse squiggles, woe jiggles bestride her. Oozy manners spill out yonder spooling in night's lofty hour. Exudes her gloom and spew in rankling odor of heady dower. As she strives to retrieve flesh, to cloak her bones again, to thrive, to keep her poisoned id alive. Used to be young, used to be gifted, still black. No Z's, Louise. There's a virus conspirus. Blue paisley armor, terror won't. Blue paisley terror don't want gorgeous moon. Don't care about the orange cat gone stray. Can't worry about failures to drop a bomb big enough to blast us out of privation or into major note. Can't sweat rent in arrears, renegade raffia, or corner consuming arachnid, or the sooty blackness clogging airwaves, brainwaves, national arteries, or ghost-eyed Latinos begging work at the back door while ebony men beg gang-related donations for magic bullets at the front. I am beset by reams of writhing promise belly up, spasming on my desktop, immobilized in demonic clock rock, French roast flooding the split in my noggin, eyes wafting walls, foot to butt. Get it crackin', bitch! Too soon to quit, too late to cry, too late to cry. I am listening for your footfalls, life. I am here waiting with my ancient hammer, a hangman's rope, and a butcher's knife. I shall pound your head as you ease through the door. I shall drag your groggy body into the gloom and dispel it. I shall bind your wrists and hold you for ransom. I shall steal your laughter and drink your pain. From your confusion, I shall fashion songs, dance, chant my victory, stomp a ritual for my father, passed over, done taught me. The lotus moon is a lover's wound. It frees the red, my love joy runs, running, soaks the earth. The script calls for mock close-up. Accused of homicide and worse, miscegenation, the all-American ebony hero nods off on camera, lulled by tedious testimony as court resumes. Only the cavalry, a MacArthur, or Spike can save him from hard, if dubiously profitable time, or that notorious reefer-smoking hanging judge, a former Lutheran who rides around town with a dead saxophone player decomposing in his brains, or that pseudo-brother whose skin condition turned him into Elvis. Image remains power, and without airtime for sound bites, the vanguard falls quietly into arrears. Fade to that black which is all-inclusive like death or serious money. Of late, too late, our man Friday discovers Hollywood was the revolution. Okay, I'm gone. A blues poem. Mourning widow's song. I'm on love joy. I'm on low. The urge too strong, my moaning song. My body rises sheets to hand to make the blues. I rise, my heady nappy head drunk on love gone alone. The warmth of many bones stirring my Jones. Memories return to slay my sorrow. I makes my bed today and my blues tomorrow. Get your butt in here, death. I's got Johnny cake and gumbo galore. I's got peach brandy, night train, and Concord grape. I's got some mighty whitey reefer and some backdoor toot. The evenings are darling, but the mornings are brute. Get your butt in here, death. Let's get down. Moan the stars out the sky, make the fishes drown. The warmth of many bones stirring my Jones. Memories return to slay my sorrow. I makes my bed today. I makes my bed today. I makes my bed today. I makes fix my blues tomorrow. Danke. Danke schön. Danke. Danke.